Hi guys, welcome back. We are discussing the blood cells. So in the previous video, we have discussed the details of RBCs and the WBCs. So now in this video, we are going to discuss the details of platelets, which are the another important cell which are present in our bloodstream. So the platelets are also known as thrombocytes. Why they are known as thrombocytes? The word thrombos means clot. So these are the cells which are mainly associated with the clotting or coagulation of our blood. So these are the thrombocytes, and platelets can be the smallest cell among the all blood corpuscles. So these are the smallest of all blood cells, and also as like RBCs, platelets also do not have any nucleus in their cytoplasm. So platelets are also the type of non-nucleated cells of our body. If you see the shape of platelet, they are round and biconvex, and the normal platelet count of an healthy adult is about 1.5 lakh to 3.5 lakhs per cubic mm of blood. The diameter of platelet is about 2.5 to 5 micrometer, and the another important thing about the platelet is the formation of platelet takes place in the bone marrow, and the specialized cells which are present in our bone marrow called as megakaryocytes. So these are the megakaryocytes. These are very large cells which are present in the bone marrow. So platelet terminally differentiates from these megakaryocytes. So platelets derived from these megakaryocytes in the bone marrow. So formation of thrombocytes or platelets is called as thrombopoiesis. So remember guys, we have discussed the formation of RBCs called as erythropoiesis, the formation of WBCs called as leukopoiesis, and here the formation of platelets or thrombocytes called as thrombopoiesis. So these are three important processes which give rise to different blood cells. Then again the terminologies which are associated with the increase and decrease in the counts of platelets, they can be like, if the platelet count increases, it is called as thrombocytosis, and if the count of platelet decreases, then it is termed as thrombocytopenia. So one thing you can keep in mind that the word penia is coming or associated with the terms which are generally indicating the decrease in counts of different cells. So like erythrocytopenia, leukopenia, thrombocytopenia, all these are indicating the decrease in counts. So this can be a good trick to remember these terminologies. Then thrombocytes releases special protein called as thromboplastin. So thromboplastin is released by the thrombocytes or platelets, and this thromboplastin at the site of injury initiates the process of blood coagulation. So the blood coagulation is the major thing which platelet does in our body. So they initiates the blood coagulation with the help of this thromboplastin. So in the next slide we are going to discuss the detail of blood coagulation. So here is the rough diagram which can explain the coagulation of blood. So remember, the coagulation of blood is very important phenomenon which should take place in the body of healthy individual. So whenever we get some kind of injuries or some kind of, you can say, uh, damage in the tissues or in the body organs, it leads to the coagulation of blood. The normal healthy person who got such kind of injuries shows the coagulation time like it should happen between 2 to 8 minutes. So the normal clotting time or coagulation time for the healthy person is about 2 to 8 minutes. In some cases the people, their blood do not coagulates within this stipulated time. So in that case they should have some kind of deficiencies, or they should have some problems with the blood coagulation. So how the process actually starts, how the coagulation process happens. So as I said in the previous slide, the platelets releases the thromboplastin. So wherever we get the injury, the damaged cells and the platelets together releases this thromboplastin, and this thromboplastin initiates the formation of a specialized enzyme in the blood called as prothrombinase. So prothrombinase is the calcium dependent enzyme. It needs calcium as a cofactor. And what the prothrombinase does, the prothrombinase activates the prothrombin into thrombin. So prothrombinase activates this inactive prothrombin which is present in our blood, and this prothrombin get converted into the thrombin which is the active protein. So this conversion is done by the enzyme, or this conversion is catalyzed by this enzyme prothrombinase, and for that purpose this prothrombinase needs calcium ions. So if you are having the deficiency of calcium, then your blood coagulation system may not work properly. So there should be some kind of delay in the coagulation of blood if you have the deficiency of calcium. So the calcium deficiency directly relates to our blood coagulation. Why? Because the calcium is needed for the prothrombinase to do this kind of conversion. So again, as the prothrombin get converted into thrombin, thrombin is active protein, active plasma protein, and this thrombin again does the conversion of fibrinogen which is soluble into the fibrin. So there is a conversion of fibrinogen into fibrin by the thrombin. So this fibrinogen which is initially soluble, it get converted into the fibrin which is insoluble. So what this fibrin does, the fibrin makes some mesh kind of things. It makes some mesh or network of fibrin fibers. In that mesh, all the blood cells or platelets or WBC, they get trapped into the fibrin network or fibrin mesh, and collectively this is the blood clot. So the fibrin mesh is responsible for formation of blood clot, and this blood clot at the site of injury act as a plug, and it leads to the prevention of excessive blood loss from the body. So this is very important reaction in the blood which should happen. But remember guys, whenever we are not having any kind of injuries, means our blood should not clot in our regular circulatory flows. So in that case we do have some other things which prevents the blood from being clotted in the blood vessels. So what are the things? Though obviously they are the anti-clotting factors which prevents our blood to be clotted. So heparin, antithrombin, these are the different kind of anticoagulants which we do have that prevents our blood to get such kind of clotting or coagulation in the flow. So whenever we are getting injuries, whenever our tissue get damaged, at the time at that local site only the clotting happens, coagulation happens, and the excessive blood loss get prevented. So this is overall the process of formation of the clot. And remember, all these processes are just like a cascade, means one protein is activating the another protein, the another is activating the next one, and finally we are getting such kind of fibrin mesh or clot, blood clots. So this is the process of coagulation of blood. And the major thing which is needed to initiate this coagulation is the thromboplastin. So thromboplastin is released by the blood cells called as platelets. Hence platelets are also known as thrombocytes because they are responsible for the clotting of blood or coagulation of blood. So that's all about the platelets and the coagulation of blood. Thank you.